Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. In a world of Trump lies and MAGA absurdities, this Thanksgiving, we should all be grateful that on the top GOP propaganda channel, Fox News, at least there is Jessica Tarlov. Every day, the lone liberal co-host makes mincemeat of her deranged and uninformed conservative colleagues.
But this idea that the Epstein files is going to be reframed as a Democratic hoax is never going to work. The American public is not cool with it. What does he have? Trump has a minus 39 approval on handling the Epstein files, and only 45% of Republicans even approve at this point.
Conservative host Brian Kilmeade, who is usually relegated to the dim-witted Fox and Friends, made an appearance on this day on The Five. Kilmeade claimed the Epstein files will mostly hurt Democrats.
This is going to be one of these things that Greg uses as an example of backfiring instead of using the word backfiring. This is going to be like demanding that Jeffrey Epstein files be let go, opened up, and then turning out most of the stuff is bad about you, from Bill Gates to Bill Clinton to Plaskett. This is just Hakeem Jeffries. This is just the beginning. It's going to get a lot worse for Democrats.
Republicans have jumped on claims that Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader in the House, once tried to make a connection with Jeffrey Epstein. Headline: Top House Democrats solicited campaign funds from Epstein. Newsweek: House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries faced fresh scrutiny Tuesday after Republicans released newly obtained documents showing that a political firm working to boost his early congressional career allegedly once invited sex offender Jeffrey Epstein to a Democratic fundraising event. Amidst the GOP talking points, cue Jessica Tarlov.
The narrative about Hakeem Jeffries, everyone at this table knows how fundraising emails work. So that email was from someone named Lisa Rossi, who's from a random fundraising group called Dynamic SRG, asking if Epstein wants to go to a generic DCCC dinner that Obama and Jeffries were going to be at. There was never any meeting. There was never any donation. And he appears one time in the Epstein files. By the Miami Herald's count, Trump is mentioned over 1,000 times in the latest tranche that just got out.
Not only do the documents underscore that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were close friends for more than a decade, there are Epstein emails saying that Donald Trump knew about the girls and that Trump spent hours alone with Epstein victims. To try and create distance from Epstein, Donald Trump keeps claiming their friendship ended 20 years ago.
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert.
But newly released emails from the Epstein estate indicate Donald Trump called Epstein on election night in 2016 and that Donald Trump saw Epstein in the fall of 2017, 10 months into Donald Trump's first presidential term.
And people are not going to forget that in 2002, for instance, Trump said, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with." It's even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. I have never alleged, and I am not alleging now, that Donald Trump has done anything untoward with an underage woman. But if you want to be throwing around single emails from a random fundraising group to try to make Brooklyn Barack look bad, and not acknowledge how many times Donald Trump is mentioned in these files, you're just going to look dumb.
Look dumb. And that is Brian Kilmeade's cue.
And I would encourage everyone to not look
But
dumb.
it's other people mentioning him. It's not his fault when people want to get him.
I just read a quote.
But that was one quote, but other people are mentioning it to
Brian,
stop him. They're like the other person.
Brian,
They were all trying to stop Trump.
Why did he want the files to not come out this badly?
Trump didn't want the files to come out because he wants America to focus on all the successes in his first 10 months. And no Republicans are willing to repeat that Trump talking point. But there are many conservatives who believe that some of Donald Trump's friends and fellow billionaires are in the files after having done illegal things, possibly with young girls. And the conservative argument goes along the lines of, well, Trump dug in against the Epstein files for so long because he was trying to protect his friends. I find that argument preposterous, of course. I think Donald Trump is all over the files and is simply trying to protect himself. Furthermore, the claim that Trump was just trying to protect his friends is undermined by what Trump and many Republicans are saying now. They claim that high-profile Democrats that Trump was never friends with are in the files. Whatever. Give Donald Trump a day or two and his claims will change again. We are already hearing Donald Trump insist that if there is anything about him in the files or any incriminating pictures or video, Well, it's because Democrats doctored the Epstein files with AI and Photoshop. Reality is not something Donald Trump can handle, and delusions are the only thing he feels comfortable spewing to his MAGA diehard supporters. In any case, kudos to Jessica Tarlov for setting the record straight as she always does, and for shaming the stupidity and mendacity of Tarlov's conservative Fox colleagues. Tarlov does this every day. A few weeks ago, she left her co-host speechless as she listed Donald Trump's law-breaking and his shredding of the Constitution.
Signing an executive order to do away with birthright citizenship, which is literally in the Constitution, sending troops into blue cities.
Oh, you mean anchor babies?
Unilaterally implementing tariffs, which Congress gets to do. I already talked about the 170 Americans who've been locked up. Cracking down on the First Amendment, detaining students for op-eds you don't like, targeting law firms, universities, reallocating funds appropriated by Congress to fund your big ICE force, firing inspectors generals that are looking into your friends like Elon Musk, making billions off of crypto scams, and your kids are running all over the world making deals. And the Trump administration has defied 1 in 3 judges that have ruled against him. And you're seeing that from judges appointed up from Reagan up to Donald Trump that are saying absolutely not. You are breaking the law in taking some of these actions.
Because of the constant Fox repetition of Trump and GOP talking points, many of us find the channel unwatchable. But amidst it all, Jessica Tarlov is a source of hope and truth. And whenever she humiliates the Fox numbskulls, it does bring many of us joy. By the way, polls show that approval of the GOP has just hit record lows, and the numbers keep plunging in direct correlation with Donald Trump.
President Trump's approval rating falling to 38%. That is the lowest it's been in his second term. People are unhappy with Trump's handling of consumer prices and, yes, the Epstein files. Kim Strassel joining us this morning. Does this mean Trump's affordability messaging isn't working yet?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right, Stuart. And this is a huge wake-up call for Republicans. And if you actually look at Trump's approval rating, it actually has been sliding for a while. And I think what happened here is voters had a lot of optimism that he really was going to turn around the economy. And they've given him, 9 months now, and they've been waiting. But suddenly they've been looking around, and things really haven't improved.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube, one of the most popular from Gerard wrote of the GOP's problems. It cannot be said enough that they brought it upon themselves. Indeed. I look forward to reading your comments about Fox conservatives getting called out and shamed by the lone liberal host on the channel, Jessica Tarlov, a national treasure. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.